Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. The final episode of The Ex-Wife. So I'm still processing what happened in the last episode. And it made me think of an expression. And the reason why I thought about that expression is because what happened in the events of episode 3 are kind of making more sense as to what we saw at the very beginning of the show with the car accident when Tasha ran Jen off the road. It made me think of an expression that I've used a few times. The most dangerous place in the world is between a mother and her child. And that's what this is going to be. Jen and Jack put themselves in a very dangerous spot when they took Emily. Because whether Jack is the father or not, Tasha is the mother. Jen is not. Even if she ends up raising Emily, she's not the mother. She might be the adopted mother, but she will never be the biological mother. And I would think that that would cause some resentment. Maybe not. But I would think that would cause some resentment. But because Tasha is the mother, she's going to be ruthless. The most dangerous place in the world is between a mother and her child. She will do anything to get her child back. It's kind of like the expression, when you have nothing left to lose, pretty much. That's kind of where it's at right now. I mean, technically she still could lose Emily. But in a way, though, it's like, especially knowing about Jack now, she really doesn't have anything to lose in order to get her daughter back. She could basically burn the world down as long as she gets her back. And why the hell did Jack and Jen go that route? I mean, did they really separate? I mean, I guess they legally would have had to divorce. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been able to marry Tasha, because I don't think England believes in harems. Because I was just thinking, why in the hell didn't they just do a surrogate? Because technically that's what Tasha was. If Jack's the father. If he is the father, then Tasha was technically a surrogate. If they want to take her. If that was basically the whole intention. I mean, hey, he got something out of it. He got laid a couple of times. He seemed to enjoy it. And maybe there really was, maybe they really had separated, maybe there really was thought that they were going to stay separated, but, he mentioned to Tasha that the feelings, just don't go away when you've been together with someone that long, which is true, they don't. But when you're an ex, you should stay an ex. So I think it was the plan all along that they were going to somehow get Tasha out of the picture. Maybe not right away. And I don't mean out of the picture in terms of murder or anything. I think basically just find a way to divorce. Maybe they would have been married another year or so. I don't know. But then, there would have been something, divorce of some sort, fight for custody. But he, of course, had to kind of advance his plans and his timeline when she commented about taking the child. So now, with about 45 minutes left, we're going to find out what happened, what causes that car chase. Is Jack dead? I mean, that was a pretty hard fall, but he might not be dead. He might be. Obviously, I haven't read the book. But she didn't really go down to check on him. She just kind of looked and then left, which is making me think, well, maybe he's alive? Because he could have just gotten the wind knocked out of him. But then, if that was like concrete or something, and he hit pretty hard. So this might just be Tasha and Jen battling. It does kind of make a little more sense than why Jen really didn't want to get involved. I think she did want Jack and Tasha to kind of work it out on their own, and then once that was done, she'd be back with him. Funny though how he lied to her, because he's like, what I felt for you, it wasn't love. And I was like, no, you just saw the opportunity to fuck someone younger and you took it. I'm really proud of Tom Meissen. It's a really great opportunity for him, and I'm glad that he got to do a role like this. And the funny thing is, when he was talking to her through that door, he was just reminding me so much of Ichabod. It was hilarious. I was just like, why do I hear Ichabod talking? And I thought Ichabod wouldn't be that much of a dick. Although that's why I kind of mentioned about season 5 of Sleepy Hollow, that it would have been nice to have seen Ichabod go dark. Maybe this is dark Ichabod. Right here. But we're going to finish the episode, and I'll have some thoughts. And I'll definitely want to hear your thoughts in the comments regarding the show and the book. Regarding the actors, especially Tom. Let's get started.
3 miscarriages. 3 failed attempts at IVF. They disappeared.
Oh.
I know we need to stop, but you can't let this go. I don't know what to do. I don't know where we go from here.
The royal blue shirt with like the kind of brown jacket.
Jack, can I?
But we've been to hell and back enough times now to know that the truth has to be faced eventually.
Or just not have kids.
It's your life too, Jack. You deserve to be happy. You can't stay with me just because you promised to.
Yeah, you can.
But I don't want that.
He made a promise. That's what vows are.
That's not love.
So they did legally separate, or stay with the woman that you love. I mean, you even said that you two should be together, so having kids isn't all it's cracked up to be, so give up that idea. And I love it when it turns out to be Sam's. I didn't think he was dead. Probably pretty fucked up, but not dead. Their first mistake was trying to get a surrogate in the States. They should have made sure it was one woman. Bit insistent, aren't we? That's gotta be... Peephole? Why is there no people?
Well, did you have to call the police?
Well, considering that you were choking her, can you really blame her?
No.
So, fucking another woman was always about her. They've been wasting your time, and they're doing it right in front of the baby. Of course, babies can sleep through anything.
I'll be back tonight. Need to get everything sorted.
Jen doesn't even know what to make of everything. Which is true, apparently. They could have tried again with another surrogate, only this time one local. Damn, she's all beat up. She must not have reception, because otherwise she'd call Sam.
Jen, you told me we can't change the way things are through sheer willpower. But it's not true.
She's
I don't know where
message.
Emily and Jack are, but you do. You can change all of this. You have that choice.
She's trying to appeal to Jen. She seemed to be pretty confident that she would do that. I'm sure. And he should allow her to get into the house to get some proof came that it was Jack's. Damn, because I was hoping if it was Sam's, then I'm not thinking that bad, but you know how I feel about you. Yeah, but she doesn't feel the same way. That's how I am to people, uterus. Valid point. Good shot. She's driving. She's driving. She doesn't know how to drive. And she's driving. Alright, now we're at the beginning. Wow, this whole thing happened in 3 months.
Emergency responders have been working tonight at the scene of a crash on the A4, 2 miles
that's
east
not
of
good.
Heathrow Airport. Eyewitness reports suggest a lorry carrying flammable liquids burst into flames when an SUV travelling west drove across the central reservation into oncoming traffic, colliding with the vehicle. At least one man has lost his life and 5 other people are in a serious condition in hospital, with at least 2 people still unaccounted for.
Oh, please, I'm looking for my child, baby. Emily.
So we have Natasha Warrington driving without a license, dangerous driving.
Lost her.
Paramedics found contusions on her neck, bruising on her head. They say wasn't caused by the incident.
For that to have begun to resolve itself. We really are at the mercy of the natural healing process here. He could regain consciousness within the next few days, which we have every hope of happening.
So what?
But if not, then we'll have to start considering a more long-term plan.
She fared alright. Sprained wrists and scratches. Emily.
You're here. Of course you are. Of course she'll bring you. He might not wake up. Do you know that? Did they tell you what you did to him? You might have got to her somehow to get her to pin this all on him, but we all know you did it. You did this. You killed her, and if he wakes up, this will break him. But that's what you wanted all along, isn't it? You fucking bitch.
Okay.
Haley.
That's enough, all right?
Wow, this took a turn I did not think it would. When we saw the car crash, but I thought everything was going to be alright. I did not think that they were going to lose the baby. 4 months later, she looks like she's moving. Her ring is not on. The box, how it has the lid on it like that. What? No one saw her take the baby out.
Sam! Something's happened. I need you to listen to me.
Tasha! What are you doing? Come on!
That's never happened. I'm trusting you.
And somehow it's not crying. Okay, it is now, but...
Don't go too far.
Wow.
Thank you for trusting me. Seeing past what you thought I was. I'm sorry that you got dragged into all of this. Our mess.
So did Jack not wake up? I guess not. I mean, she was kind of talking about in the past tense, but... So she did get him sick. Ah, there we go. Okay, so I was just asking if he had made it or not, and then when you saw his hand move there at the very end. So it's like they were kind of leaving it open for potential follow-up. So I don't know if there was a sequel written to this or what. Yeah, they got me. They got me because I thought shit for sure Emily was dead. And then when you saw her and you saw what she did, the only thing though, like I said, is how the hell did no one see her climbing into the car? I mean, with all the commotion and everything that was going on with the accident, people would have been running out to help. You would think that someone would have seen something, especially since there were eyewitness reports of Jack driving without a license, because as we remember it was suspended. So once he wakes up, the question, and once he's recovered, the question becomes, is he gonna get Emily? And is he gonna get Jen? And then you saw Sam there, so I guess you're supposed to make the assumption that Tasha did finally decide to go for it with Sam, even though it didn't really seem like she was interested in him that way. I'm glad that she didn't blame Jen. Although I did wonder, you know, when she was texting her about like the terminal and stuff, I think Jen herself was planning for Tasha to show up and say something, and there'd be a bit of a confrontation. I don't know if she would have ended up with Emily going with Tasha or what, but I do think she wanted Emily there to show up, you know. I don't think she was like trying to lead her on or anything like that. But then, you know, Tasha kind of had that crazy look, and then you had the whole thing with Jack trying to kind of run her off the road, and then it just became one big mess, which caused the accident. They got me though. I thought shit for sure Emily was dead. Especially because, I mean, think about, they said the DNA, and you even saw them tell her that Emily was dead. So are the cops in on it? I mean, some of the stuff you have to wonder, like, why would the cops tell her she was dead if she wasn't? Because of course they didn't find the baby. They said they didn't even look for a car seat. They didn't think to look for a car seat. But they said they found her DNA, which obviously there would have been. Yeah, that part doesn't really add up. But as I said, Tasha kind of started as like this kind of meek, timid, and she always had a bit of a streak to her because, you know, how she was kind of mentioning to Haley about Haley not liking her and stuff like that. And then, so she always did have a bit of a spunk to her, but for the most part she was just kind of, she seemed to be a bit like reserved. But then of course as things started happening and she started kind of becoming aware, then things changed. And then of course she became the one who was ruthless. Because Jen didn't feel right. You could tell. She didn't feel right about deceiving Tasha. Maybe she was worried about what Tasha would do. I like how she said, you know, thank you for trusting me. Which I think she meant there at the end, you know, trusting me and when I was texting you. Wow. Definitely did not expect it to take that turn. I did suspect something up with Jack, kind of being, something's up with Jack, something's up with Jack. I did suspect in the beginning that he could have been part of this whole thing, because I did mention something about that. But I didn't think it was to that degree, you know. Obviously, yeah, the whole thing was planned. That's why I said that's why I kept you close. Whole thing was planned to get the child and then leave her and be with Jen. But obviously he didn't tell Jen everything because Jen figured he had moved on. Very, very good. I don't know if I'll watch it again. Probably not. But very good. So much kudos to everyone involved. Of course, you know, as I said, the reason why I wanted to see this was for Tom Meissen, so I'm really glad that he was in one of fall's most highly anticipated shows there in Britain. I'm really glad that he got to be a part of it. You know, I've seen a few posts on the Paramount Plus Instagram page about the ex-wife and stuff, obviously since it's come out, because it's been out for like 3 weeks now, I think, as of filming. So yeah, so it's nice to see him gain some of the accolades and whatnot. And it would be interesting to know, because, you know, when you saw his hands do that, it would be interesting to know if they do end up making a follow-up in the future, what's going to happen. Does that happen in the book? Or does he die in the book? Or is there another ending? Because, you know, obviously sometimes they will change things. Let me know down in the comments. Let me know down in the comments about anything regarding this. How accurate it was to the book, what the book did different, what you liked in this and in the book or didn't like, whatever. Let's have an open discussion about it. How'd you think about the actors? You know, as I said, I wanted to watch this for Tom, and he did not disappoint. I'm so glad that he got to do a role like this. I'm so proud of him. And hopefully other people will get to know more about him if they don't. I like to think that Tom is fairly well known. If you say the name Tom Meissen, people do know that name. I mean, hell, he's got a couple of Facebook groups because I'm in them. So I like to think he's at least fairly well known. And he has worked with some big names, you know. He's worked with Jeremy Irons and John Noble, and so on. So I think he's fairly well known. And hopefully he's more well known over in Britain though. And there's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, good on Tom. I'm really glad that he was able to be in this. I am playing a bit of a shit, gotta say. So as I said, there was a part of me that was suspicious that Jack was the father all along, especially when Jen commented about Emily looking like him. Granted, she could have been lying, but her saying that was kind of confirmation. So then when Sam was doing the paternity test, it made sense, obviously, his reaction. And I think the reason why he ended up throwing the paper out is because he realized that, yeah, you know, Jack was the father, and with everything going on, he just wasn't going to deal with it. But it was a pretty shady thing he did behind her back. Personally, I don't think she should have forgave him for it. I think she should have just cut off all ties with him, because that was a pretty shitty thing. They couldn't let it go that he was not the father, all because he wanted her. But I like how she said, "Am I just a uterus?" It's like, kind of seems like it. He wanted to be Emily's father, and Jack was Emily's father, and used you to get a child. Like, make better choices next time, girl. And just think though, that is going to kind of scar her. I mean, if she ends up like not with Sam, but like moving on with someone else in the future, maybe it won't. But I would think after something like that, that you would have serious doubts about someone. But maybe not, because maybe she realizes that that's a unique situation. But I know if that were me, I'd be like, I ain't getting involved again. Not gonna have anything like that happen. Obviously, you think I'm nothing more than a uterus. Thank you for joining me for the final episode of The Ex-Wife. I have enjoyed reacting to this, and I hope you enjoyed it too. Hit the like button and subscribe for more content. And if you can, check out some of my other videos. I've got, I like to think, quite a variety. Hopefully something for you. You can also check out my Spooktober series as well. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok, where I post clips from my videos and other various and sundry things. Sometimes fandom things as well, because, you know, I am a fangirl for many, many things. I would love to be able to see Tom Meissen and David Tennant work together. Or Tom Meissen and Matt Smith. Or Tom Meissen and Peter Capaldi, 3 of the Doctor Who actors. Or Tom Meissen and Jodie Whittaker, throw the 4th one in. Be interesting to see him work with any of the Doctor Who actors. I've often thought Tom would be good on Doctor Who, either as the Doctor, but he'd have to have the beard, or as the Master, and he'd have to have the beard. Either way, he has to have the beard. because the beard looks really good on Tom. He did not have the beard when he did his episode of Secret Diary of a Call Girl, and he looked so fucking young. Like, I couldn't handle it. I was like, dude, grow a beard. You're like 12. He looks way better with the beard. So, let me know down in the comments what you think about Tom with his beard. But thank you, again, for joining me. I'm going off on a tangent here. Thank you for joining me for this reaction. Tell your friends if you enjoyed my reactions to The Ex-Wife. Tell your enemies if you didn't enjoy my reactions to The Ex-Wife. I do not discriminate. Bring them on over. I'm so glad that I got to do this. Shout out to my editor, Captain Factory. Her link is in the description. Hire her for your editing needs. I will see you in my next video. Bye.